I almost kept driving. The rain was so loud it felt like it had weight, wipers at full speed and still blur. Then I heard something the storm couldn't drown out, a thin, broken sound, like a cry that didn't belong on a road this empty. I pulled over on a narrow forest road, hazards flashing against wet trees. The cold hit the moment I opened the door. The sound came again, closer now. Not the forest, not the wind. Something alive. Down in the ditch, floodwater was rushing like it had somewhere to be. Mud churned, branches spinning in slow circles, and there, half on the slope, was a baby deer, a fawn, soaked through, shaking, trying to stand and failing like its legs had forgotten how. Every time it pushed up, it slid back. The water kept tugging at it, patient and relentless. I stared at it and felt my brain split in two. One side screaming, "Don't go near, this is dangerous." The other side whispering, "If you leave, it's gone." I grabbed my phone. No signal. I walked up the road. One bar flickered, vanished, came back. I called anyway. The call wouldn't connect. And looking at that road, water running over it, trees swaying, visibility collapsing, I thought, even if someone wanted to come, they couldn't get here in time. I stood there shaking, not sure if it was the cold or fear. Because here's the truth, I didn't feel brave. I felt stupid and guilty and trapped inside one question. Can I live with myself if I drive away? I told myself I'd just try. Not hero stuff, not a plan, just one attempt before the ditch became a grave. I took one step down the slope and the mud shifted immediately, like it wanted to pull me in too. The water hit my boots like ice. I felt the current push harder than I expected. And suddenly, the ditch didn't look shallow, it looked hungry. I kept my eyes on the fawn and told myself, don't rush, don't slip. Halfway down, my foot slid out and for a second my stomach dropped like I was about to disappear under the brown water. I caught myself on wet roots, breath exploding out of me. The fawn kicked, panicked, like my movement made it sure this was the end. I got close enough to see its ribs moving fast. Its eyes were huge, wild, pleading in the dumbest, most human way my brain could interpret. I remember thinking, I am not supposed to be here. And still, I reached. The moment I tried to lift it, it fought, pure instinct, slick and trembling and unbelievably light. And the water pushed again. My arms shook, my footing slid. For a second, I truly thought we were both going to get dragged down. I don't remember the exact steps, only the feeling of clawing my way back up the mud like the ditch was trying to keep us. Then, suddenly, my knee hit gravel. Air! I stumbled onto the road shoulder with the fawn against me, both of us shaking. Up close, it looked even smaller. Just a baby. It trembled so hard I could feel it through my jacket. I backed away from the edge, away from the water, away from the road, like danger had fingerprints and I could still feel them. I didn't take it home. I didn't make it a pet. I moved it only far enough to get it away from the ditch and traffic, into the cover of the trees where the noise was softer and the ground wasn't trying to swallow it. Then I stepped back, far back, because the only thing I wanted now was for the forest to take over. At first it just stood there, wobbling, deciding if it could trust its own legs. Rain turned to mist. The world went quiet in that strange way storms sometimes do. Then the fawn took one step and walked into the trees like it had been swallowed by the forest itself. I stayed there longer than I needed to, listening, hoping for anything that sounded like, okay. And when I finally got back in the car, I realized my hands were still shaking, because that cry in the storm wasn't just fear. It was the sound of something refusing to disappear. It started with a cry the storm couldn't hide.